want to go over to Haley Vaughn now, who was on the air warning West Michigan last night about this tornado. Haley, it was a scary night for a lot of people. You're in Alpine Township now, another area that was pretty hard hit by the storm. What are you seeing?
Yes, so this is actually where the National Weather Service believes that the EF-1 tornado touched down, and we're seeing damage all around us from apple trees that have been completely, really squashed down, and that is unfortunately because of the very strong winds. This EF-1 tornado was actually on the ground for quite some time, producing very strong wind gusts at around 110 miles per hour. But one thing that when I'm looking at the damage, and one thing that the National Weather Service also looks for when it comes to the difference between a tornado and a straight line wind, is whether or not there's any rotation. Now, off in the distance, kind of a little difficult to see, but you can see that the poles from these apple trees supporting them were actually falling in different directions. So that is a good indication that there was in fact rotation, not just straight line winds, and hence why we do have a confirmed tornado in Kent County. Taking a look at the stats, this is the first time that we have had a EF tornado at this strength, 110 miles per hour, since July of 2014. The previous tornado that actually passed in 2014 was from Byron Center to Kentwood at the exact same speed of the winds and of that strength. But as we take a look at the path of the exact storm that happened last night in West Michigan, specifically in Kent County, it was on the ground for 15 minutes from 8:15 until about 8:30, traveling towards the east, again with those wind speeds at 110 miles per hour and the width about 100 yards, the size of a football field. A very large path of destruction being on the ground for 15 minutes, in addition to that 8.7 mile stretch. As we were traveling here to the beginning of where they believe the tornado touched down, there were trees snapped in half, the power still out for many communities, and quite a bit of destruction. But one thing that we always look for, in addition to the National Weather Service insight, is our velocity. So this is a look at our velocity data, and the indication of rotation is represented by the green and the red mixing together. Green on the radar means that it's heading towards the radar. Red means that it's moving away. So when we see green and red mixing together, that means that we're seeing rotation. And that is what we saw last night on Fox 17 News when Chief Meteorologist Kevin Craig and I were tracking this tornado warning passing through Kent County. And it was something that was really unbelievable because it was happening within the county that we were in. And we were able to take shelter while also remaining on air. And certainly a very, very destructive storm and a powerful storm to West Michigan, something that we have not seen in several years.